All right, we're going to do a comparison again. And this time it is going to be with the United States and China again, because the United States always is telling China how to take care of their ethnic minorities and yada yada, and against the entire rest of the world. And, the usual things that they always say. So we're going to compare the United States Constitution again with the Constitution of the People's Republic of China and see if the United States itself believes in what it is projecting on the rest of the world and is telling the rest of the world. So the United States always claims that it takes good care of its ethnic minorities and that it doesn't believe in discrimination, etc., etc. So let's find out if that is. And at the same time, they also say that ethnic minorities in China have no rights and it's discrimination, etc., etc., right? So let's find out if that is the case. So I will type in discrimination first. And whoa. No results found. Whoa, what is this? No results found. That's almost impossible. How come? They have nothing about discrimination in their constitution. Let's see if China has some. This is going to be interesting, right? Let me know in the comment section what you think of what China has on discrimination. Pause the video, write it in the comment section right now. So I got discrimination here, and look at this. We got here one, and that's in Article 4. Let's read Article 4. All ethnic groups of the People's Republic of China are equal. The state shall protect the lawful rights and interests of all ethnic minorities and uphold and promote relations of equality, unity, mutual assistance, and harmony among all ethnic groups. Discrimination against and oppression of any ethnic group are prohibited. Any act that undermines the unity of ethnic groups or creates divisions among them is prohibited. The state shall, in light of the characteristics and needs of all ethnic minorities, assist all ethnic minority areas in accelerating their economic and cultural development. All areas inhabited by ethnic minorities shall practice regional autonomy, establish autonomous organs, and exercise the power of self-govern. All autonomous areas and are inseparable parts of the People's Republic of China. And for people who don't know what it is, think about like Xinjiang, which is a lot in the news, or Tibet, which also is lately a lot in the news. They are self-governing. And then it says all ethnic groups shall have the freedom to use and develop their own spoken and written languages, and to preserve or reform their own traditions and customs. Well, I think that is a beautiful article to have in your constitution. What did you think? I think that every single country in the world should have an article in their constitution like this. Wouldn't you say so? If you do, let me know in the comment section. If you don't, also let me know in the comment section. So now, let's see what they have about ethnic minorities, right? So I type in ethnic and whoa. The United States of America has nothing about their ethnic minorities in their constitution. While they quite have a few, they don't have as much as in China, but they do have some. And one of them, lo and behold, are actually the original inhabitants of the continent of America and also of North America, where the United States is actually occupying the land of those kind of people. And they somehow became an ethnic minority on their own land after the Europeans came from Europe and settled over there and then colonized and occupied it until this very day. So you would think that at least these people are being protected, but it doesn't seem like it. So that is very interesting to see. So now let's see if China has something about their ethnic minorities. We already know the answer, actually, right? Because Article 4 has it. But how many results? Oh, wow, 69 results. Now, to be fair, some articles have many times the word ethnic in it, 13 times mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution of the People's Republic of China. They have been mentioned this many times. That's 13 times. It seems that they really include their ethnic minorities in China. It doesn't seem to be the case in the United States. And that was also the same with discrimination. Yet they are the ones always propagating about all these kind of things and saying how they are like that. But there again, we cannot find it in any of their laws. And we also cannot see it in their behavior. Because let's be fair, as I said, one of the ethnic minorities are actually the original inhabitants, and they are also not represented in the government, right? That's just, I don't know what to tell you about that. Anyway, that was quite interesting, right? And what is even more interesting is that the United States allows slavery, because I put it here and there. That is the amendment 13. And then it says, Section 1, neither slavery nor involuntarily servitude except as a punishment for crime. Now you understand why they have the largest incarceration rate in the world, while not being the largest country in the world by population. They have more people in prison than China. And this is why. Because it is capitalism. Ain't no freedom in capitalism. And it is very good for these people to be in prison. Well, not good for these people to be in prison, but it's very good for the big corporations to be in prison. And who is making a lot of stuff for who in prison? Well, if you look at Congress or something, then you will see all that furniture. It is all being made in prison. And then you also have the military complex. A lot of parts for weapons are being made in prison for, what is it? I don't know what they get. I heard like 20 cents an hour, but I'm not sure. Something like that. It is just slave labor, right? And it is forced because you are forced to work in prison. It's not a choice. I thought that the United States had a problem with forced labor because they're constantly accusing China for it and are telling other nations not to buy products from Xinjiang, from the Uyghurs. They don't want you to buy products from the Uyghurs because they assume there is slave labor or forced labor, so to say. But they themselves have no problem with having slave labor in their own country, hence their prison system. Isn't it weird? Now, obviously, China does never condone it because Article 4 already said it, that everybody must be equal. And as people would understand if they would have studied just a little bit of communism, then you will understand that in communism, there is no classes allowed. There should not be a class. Now, obviously, China is a socialist country with Chinese characteristics, but nonetheless, that is the road to communism, and therefore they do not want to have different classes. Everybody in society must be the same. Therefore, you can never have slavery. So that is something that people should understand, and that is a great misunderstanding about communism. But that is because we in the West are not being taught what communism is. And we in the West should start to recognize that we are not being taught. And I will highly recommend everybody to just at least read the Communist Manifesto to understand what it is about. And I'm not saying that you need to become a communist, not at all, but you need to start to understand why it is that our governments in our Western so-called liberal democracies are not teaching us about what communism is, but they're always talking about that communism is so bad. Now it should be up to us to go and read those books the Communist Manifesto is, you can download it anywhere, and it's just a couple of pages, very easy to read and very easy to understand. So at least go and read what they don't want you to read. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? Do our research and see and understand what it is about. Anyway, I just really wanted to do this. Again, we see how a socialist country fares against a capitalist country. It's again, we see the contradiction of the United States telling the world one thing, but isn't doing it themselves. And I think, we should expose these truths. And I think also Americans should be exposed to the truth, because it seems that they are not really that much aware of how it works in their own country, oddly enough, or what their country is doing in the rest of the world, or how the rest of the world is functioning, and especially China, since their government is talking so much about China. It couldn't hurt you to just do a little bit of your own research. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for people. This video by no means is meant to hurt anybody's feeling, but since the United States is always on China's case, I thought it was interesting to just show this huge contradiction, and to show and to make people understand that it is not always what the other side tells you it is. And in this case, we're talking about the other side, the United States. I live in Europe. It's on the other side of the ocean. So yeah, it seems to me that they don't do what they preach. Anyway, if you have another thought on it, let me know in the comment section. Please like, share, and if you have not yet, then follow. Also, subscribe if you have not yet. Oh yeah, I already said that. That's a follow, right? But for the people on YouTube, subscribe. And also repost for the people on TikTok. And I think that was it. And I wish everybody a great day. And this is your favorite half Chinese. And as always, have a great day. I tend to say things double today. There's something wrong with me. But you already knew that.